Yeah, I already started screen share. I already started screen sharing and also recording. Yeah. So thank you very much again for coming to the Sanskrit class. And today is eighth Sanskrit class, and we are going to, as I mentioned in our group chatting, there are actually three topics today. The first one is the Aśoka inscription, because I promised this subject. Oh, okay, thank you. Thank you for your greeting. Yeah, we have just started, so you haven't missed anything. Yeah. So today's lecture has three parts. The first one is about the Aśoka inscription, as I promised a long time ago. And one of our participants has reminded me already twice. So today I have to realize my promise. But I'm not going to read a lot because we also have other things to do today. And then comes the explanation of Sanskrit grammar with respect to the Sandhi, some special Sandhi forms, and also how to say that we analyze some linguistic phenomena, and I introduce another terminology. Yeah. Okay. And the third part is devoted to the reading of Rig Veda, and we read. We will finish the poem 414 to Agni, and we will analyze Russian translation. At first, we compare, of course, the English and the German translation, and then we come to the Russian translation. And based on the Russian translation, I will analyze a little bit of the Russian language and also the Slavonic or Slavic linguistics, because we have at the end of the month a special topic, a special lecture for Slavic linguistics. Yeah. Yeah, I really just want to give a very brief and how to say that, very concise introduction to Slavic linguistics, because it is very important to have some knowledge, basic idea of Slavic languages. And on the other hand, I'm not a specialist, so I couldn't give a very, very detailed or very specialized introduction. Yeah. Okay, so I think let's start with Aśoka inscription. And I have, and I know that some of you have already, before this class, some experience with Aśoka inscription, but some probably not. So for the Aśoka inscription, if you want to have a comprehensive or kind of vivid, 就是你想比较熟悉，就是想了解，就是 Aśoka 就是阿育王碑铭的话， that's a book you have to read, and this book is a compilation of important information. For example, the author. His name is Harry Falk, and he's a very famous German Indologist, already retired, and he was formerly a professor in the University of Free Berlin. How to say that? Freie Uni Berlin. Yeah, I put it here. Yeah. Okay. So. So Harry Falk. So first part is Aśoka. And Harry Falk is a professor, formal is a formal professor in Freie Universität, Freie Uni Berlin, yeah. 就柏林自由大学，对，and he's he published extensively and mainly on sorry okay, Sanskrit, yeah, thank you, yeah. Yeah, thank you for your for the feedback, and I know that you are quite how do you say that, attentive, yeah. Okay. Yeah, and yeah, Harry Falk is actually a specialist for Greek for Indian inscriptions and paleography and so on. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So actually, in this book, you find a lot of useful information on Ashoka inscription. And for example, I actually only have a part of the book. I don't have the PDF, so you have to check your libraries or ask someone else. So for example, this one about the Girnat inscription. So you see that first, this small map tells you where Girnat is. Yeah, so this is very important because the differences in Ashoka inscriptions is the differences in the different various inscriptions reflect actually the local varieties. 就是如果你看那个阿育王碑铭，它的这个文字书写上面有一些就是不同的版本当中有一些差异的话，那其实是反映它当地的一种不同的不管是书写习惯也好，而且是语言，其实更多的是语言的那个差异，就是当地有各种方言嘛，就 various dialects, the variant, yeah, they are actually we will see later, yeah. And then you see that this is another map tells you the exact location, and then comes the short introduction about the discovery, and also the real photo of the location, yeah, how the environment, the surrounding area looks like, yeah. And then you have a picture, separate pictures of the inscription itself. Yeah. And here you see that there's published editions or the images, rubbings. I copy rubbings and editions and so on. Yeah. Yeah. So as I said, this is actually very, and you see that the image is pretty, yeah, of a pretty high resolution. Yeah, you can actually read the alphabets, read the letters, yeah, from the pictures. Yeah. And then another part for us also very important because we are going to read the inscriptions from Girnat, which is here, and another place called Shabaskahi. Yeah, it is actually in Pakistan, already in Pakistan, in the northwest area. I will explain why. Yeah, why this too. Yeah. So again, for this inscription, you have like photos like this. Yeah. And then the photo of the inscription, yeah, the upper rock on its eastern side, and so on. And then you have earlier rubbings, yeah, yeah. And then you find the editions, published editions here, yeah. and also another photo of the text itself. Although probably for the Kharoshthi, for the script, it is not so easy to recognize the text. Yeah. Okay. But take a look. This one, yeah, you see that it's much better. Yeah, you can actually recognize the alphabet, the letters. Yeah. Okay. So actually, this is a very important book, and with very useful pictures. Yeah. And now let's turn to the text itself. So for the Aśoka inscription, wait a minute, yeah. So we are going. So for the inscriptions in general, the Indian inscriptions in general, we actually use this series. Just like for the Greek, you have IG Inscriptiones Graecae. This is for Greek inscription. Greek inscriptions, and for the Latin, and you have this CIL. This is Latin. I just listed the most famous, one of the most famous inscriptions, the collections of inscription. And for the Indian, you have this CII. Yeah. So CII is short for Corpus Inscriptionum Indicarum. So the corpus of the Indian inscriptions. Well, Indian, the terminology Indian is kind of a little bit broad, because you have already seen that the Shabaskahi, this inscription is located actually in Pakistan today. So I think this Indian, this Latin word Indicarum refers to ancient India, or in a broader sense, but don't take it serious. I mean, yeah, it is not just in Indian itself, but also other places. Yeah. Yeah. So and this is actually the first volume, the Aśoka inscription. You can find it in volume 1, and the editor is very famous. You have to. Well, if you study Indology, you have to memorize this name. This name is very famous. But pay attention, his name is a little bit complicated. This is a T, and this is a Z, Z, yeah, Z, and SCH, yeah, Z. So a little bit complicated, yeah. Okay, and so you can see in the content, he listed several or various inscriptions. So Aśoka inscription, you can actually divide it into several parts. And the first part, called the rock edicts, like this, you can see that this is so-called rock edicts. It is actually on rocks, the natural rocks. They used the natural rock, the huge rock, and then they make the surface flat and suitable for carving, for inscriptions. And then besides rock edicts, you also have pillar edicts. So pillar edicts is like, I can show you probably. Yeah, so it's look like this. Yeah, so it is a pillar. Yeah, you can see that this is a pillar. Yeah, right. This is a pillar. Yeah, I can make it bigger. Yeah. So this is a pillar. Yeah, it's not actually from the natural. It's made from rock, but not the natural rock. Yeah, this is a pillar. Yeah. And then you have minor pillar inscriptions and also minor rock inscriptions. Yeah, and we will see it later. Yeah, so for us, we will read the Girnath rock, and you already you probably remember the location. If you don't, I can show you. So this is Girnath in the the western part of India, located in the western part. Yeah, yeah, great. Yeah, and then the other one, the third part, the third one called Shabbaskahi. The reason is Girnath to the west stays very close to Pali language. 就是 Girnath 这个地方的碑铭啊，它的这个语言和巴利语非常像，就是西边的语言。So the dialect is actually a Western dialect, 就是西部方言。And Shabbaskahi, why? Because it is written in Kharoshthi, 就是它是用曲鲁文写的。Kharoshthi, I put it here. Yeah. No, not near Sri Lanka. I can show you the picture. So it is in Pakistan. So Shabbaskahi is actually in Pakistan. Yeah, you can see that. This is Shabbaskahi. Yeah. In Pakistan. Girnath is to the western side. You see that? Wait a minute. Okay. So Girnath is here. Sri Lanka is here. Yeah. Yeah, if I'm not mistaken, yeah, yeah, Hishtis, yeah. Girnath is to the is near Gujarat, yeah, Gujarat. Okay, so the Shabbaskahi, okay, I forgot. It's a little bit. Yeah. So the Shabbaskahi. Shabbaskahi, yeah, it's a little bit complicated, the name. Yeah. It is in Kharoshthi. 中文叫曲鲁文。And why Girnath? Why Girnath? Girnath because it is in Brahmi. It is in Brahmi, and it's a Western dialect, close to Pali. Yeah. Okay. So you have a general idea of the Aśoka inscription, and now let's turn to the inscription itself. So actually, we will we can take a look at the, how do you say that, at the okay, make a screenshot and then we compare. I make a screenshot. 就我截个图，把这个就把这个图像放在这里，然后呢，我们去对照那个对照后面的那个图板来一起看一看。Okay, so this is the first and second rock edicts in Girnath, and I make it a little bit bigger so that you all can see. I think I can probably I think I can find find how to say that, a script so that you can also. But don't worry, I won't spend much time on the script. Yeah. So actually, in the internet, you can find a lot of the inscription. The Brahmi. Wow, this is a little bit awkward. Yeah, but take a look at this. For example, this one is also a little bit simplified, but you can make use of this. But for the academic purpose, like if you want to know the standard source or standard, how to say that, the bibliography, the books to refer to, you have to use this chart made by Bühler. I'm not sure if there's a name. Here. So this is actually by Georg Bühler, and he is also a very is a specialist for Indian studies, Indology, and especially for Indian inscriptions. And you can see, I forgot if there's a name, there's a date of this. This book is very old, yeah, but still very useful. So you can see that on this page, this is a Kharoshthi script. So this is a script. And then on the next page, you see the transcription. Yeah, okay. And then this is the Brahmi script. Brahmi script from R, E, and then to Ka, and so on. And on the next page, it is transcription. So actually, if you want to study the inscriptions, you have to use this this book. This is actually a booklet, a very booklet, very thin book, handbook. Yeah. Okay, and you can see that he actually put several versions of Brahmi script together according to areas and also according to the time, from the earlier to the latest. And I'm not sure geographically from which direction to which direction. Yeah, but you can see that this is from the beginning, from the, how to say, the 1st century to the 4th century. And then this one is from the 4th century before Christmas to the 1st century. Yeah. So this is a book you have to use. And since we have a limited time, I just don't want to spend much time on this script, and actually we can just read the transcription, yeah, to save some time. I myself, I'm not familiar with this script, yeah, but you can check. Okay. So now let's take a look at the text. So this is the text. We just read the, how to say that? We'll read the transcription. And then, okay, wait a minute. I hope you can read it. I think it's big enough. Yeah. So this is a text, line 1, line 2, line 3, and then this is a transcription. So I just read a little bit. My pronunciation of Sanskrit is not so good. So iyam dhamma ripi deva nam priyedam priyadasinam priyadasina lanya lekha pitta, and stop. This is the first sentence marked by the English alphabet, English letters. And then the second, called ida na kimchit jivam arabitva tpa, prajuhitavyam. And then this is a second. So let's first analyze the first two sentences. So I get the so the first word, the first word "iam" is English this. So this is a pronoun. 这是个代词，就是 okay. I think it's pretty. So now it is pretty easy to understand, right? So "iam" this, and then Dharma is of course Dharma, yeah. But you can translate Dharma in various different ways, yeah. So I just mentioned that this is Dharma. And then Lipi. Lipi is actually a script or inscription. So Dharma Lipi is translated in English as rescript on morality. Yeah. So here Dharma is understood as kind of morality or not really laws, but you can understand it, you can interpret it as in a broader sense, kind of regulations or some, how to say, principles or moralities, yeah. And there's a footnote. I'm not sure if there's a okay, there's a footnote. We can also read the footnote here. So the literal meaning of Dharmam Lipi or Dharma Lipi in the two Kharoshthi versions is a writing on morality. To retain the sense of writing, I use the translation rescript on morality instead of religious edict, as the term was rendered. Was rendered by Bühler. So Bühler took the Dharma as kind of in a religious sense. Yeah. Okay. So the word. So I might need to explain a little bit. So the Sanskrit word, we all know that it is called Dharma, and here you see that it is written as Dharma, and this M. I think this is the same as our normal Anusvara. So you see that this is actually an earlier publication. So they transcribe Anusvara as this. So this is actually our normal Anusvara. You can put the point. 就是你可以把点放在上面，也可以放在下面。It's okay, yeah. So and then you see that in Kharoshthi versions, it is spelled as drama. So in Kharoshthi, so this is short for Kharoshthi, or yeah, Kharoshthi, yeah. So in Kharoshthi, it is spelled like drama. So this is so what happened? It is actually kind of metatesa. If you have a r sound, the northwestern dialects tends to put it together with the first consonant. Yeah. So you find it in Kharoshthi spelled as drama. And in Sanskrit manuscript, so short for Sanskrit, I just save some time to use so manuscripts. In Sanskrit manuscripts, you usually find another way of transcribing, of writing Dharma. So you see that this is really an interesting variant, but I'm not sure why they have to do this. It's kind of so this is a Sanskrit word. This is a Sanskrit word called dharma, and then in Kharoshthi they spelled as dra, yeah. And then in Sanskrit manuscripts in a lot of from Central Asia, you find the double, the gemination of consonants after So you frequently 就是你经常会看到他在写本当中会把这个how to say that， 就他会把这个 r 后面的辅音双写，这是在梵语写本当中，尤其是中亚出土的，对，经常会发现。对 ，OK， but this is actually the same word, but why it's I'm not sure, but probably has something to do with the pronunciation or yeah, it's okay, yeah. And now let's come back to the the word. So dharma ripi is translated as rescript or morality. And lipi, this word is a little bit interesting. You find it actually in so again, a question which I always ask. So tell me the name of the Sanskrit etymological dictionary. Wait a minute. So the three is the same language. If not, doesn't matter. Does not. Well, this is certain Sanskrit manuscripts, but Sanskrit probably Buddhist Sanskrit 就是佛教梵语，就是佛教梵语的发音也好，其实很多受到那个中古印度语的影响。So actually, this is Buddhist Sanskrit. Yeah, this is Buddhist. Yeah, it is written in Buddhist. This is in Buddhist manuscripts, and then so it might be influenced by the Middle Indic language， 就是可能受到中古印度语的影响。然后呢，其实我不是很确定是不是在非佛教那个写本当中也都出现，因为就是如果对写本 I'm not sure if it also written like this in non-Buddhist manuscripts, because the examples I have checked are almost manuscripts from Gilgit or from Central Asia, and you know that manuscripts from Gilgit and Central Asia are almost Buddhist texts, yeah. But non-Buddhist texts, I'm not sure, like a Shaivism text or like Rig Veda text, I'm not sure. But Rig Veda manuscripts, I'm pretty sure they probably want to write like this, yeah. So this reflects probably kind of the influenced by Buddhist languages, yeah. And for this, well, probably you can check actually in Gandhari. This is so as I said, this difference in writing actually has something to do with the different languages. Yeah. So if you check Gandhari, 犍陀罗语, you can also find such forms. The metathesis, metathesis, 就是交换那个它的位置，就是这个是一个术语，叫交换位置的。双写鼻音是一条发音法则。Yeah, as I said, it probably reflects the pronunciation. Yeah, but I'm not sure. Yeah. Okay, so let's turn back to the text. So what is Sanskrit etymological dictionary? The name. So put the abbreviation. 那就把那个字典的缩写写一下。真的，我每天我真的想，就是每次都要提醒大家，就这个字典真的非常重要，你一定要知道这个字典。因为好，谢谢 ，OK， 好，可以了。对，就是为什么呢？我为什么一定要这么不厌其烦的强调呢？就是因为大家去看印度学系的学生，一般印度学系的学生，他们真的是不知道这个字典的。他们真的只知道 Mullen Williams， 然后或者是德国人就知道那个 Böttling， 然后或者有的人还知道那个 Milius， 就是有一个学者叫 Klaus Milius， 他也编了一本梵语德语字典缩减版，但真的就是没人用 Meyerhoff 的这个字典。对，我们系里那个字典 就是我们系里那个，就是我说我们系里就是慕尼黑大学的那个 EWAIA 这个字典，就真的是一直都没有人用的。OK，所以我作为怎么讲呢，教课的人，我是一定要让你们知道这个字典的，你们一定要知道这个字典。好 ，OK。So now let's turn to the dictionary. I just explained this dictionary is very important. You have to memorize the name and you have to check it from time to time. Yeah. Oh, wait a minute. So let's turn to. So let's check the dictionary together. So lippy. We couldn't find lippy here. So you see that we have in the inscription. Wait a minute. Yeah. So in the inscription, we have lippy here, but there is no lippy, right? There's lindo, lippy, lip, and lipuja and lich. So why? Does anyone know why? 就为什么我在玛雅霍夫的这个字典里找不到 lippy 这个词？好，我等大家回复一下。Yeah, great. Yeah, this is actually not a Vedic form. So what about the classical Sanskrit and the later forms? We have to check the third volume. So as I explained, this data, this data, this PDF file, you see that the first two volumes are devoted to the Vedic language, the earliest stage of the Sanskrit language. But Aśoka inscription, 是吗? Okay. That's great. Yeah, Schneider. Okay. And that's a very interesting story. 我觉得我还是用中文讲吧，我担心用英文讲不是很好。就是我去 Bombs 的办公室，就 Bombs 是我们算了，这个黑别人的那个事情还是不讲，算了，不讲。好，就是我们去看一下 ，Let's turn to the let's check the third volume. So this is the third volume, and I make it okay. So you can see that this is the third volume, and the third volume is devoted to the younger. For the I'm not sure. Yeah, you can see that this part is devoted to the jüngere Sprache, so to the younger stage, to the younger stage. Yeah. And then let's move to lippy. Okay. Yeah. So now you can find it. So lippy called schreiben, Schrift, writing, script, alphabet. And it is classical Sanskrit and also Buddhist Sanskrit. And you can build a compound like lipikara means making script called scribe. Yeah, scribe. And then you have lipika, and then you have limpi in pancha. You have a limpi, and then you have lipi, you have livi. So actually these are regular Middle Indic variations. Yeah. So we have lipi, and then you have limpi. You have limpi, and then you have libi. You also have livi. Yeah. So these are actually variations of the same word. of the same word. And then in Pali, you have Lipi, Schreiben, and in Aśoka, you have Lipi, Erlass, Niederschrift, Inschrift, 就 inscription 或者是碑铭铭文，就是写的东西，对。And then you see that the etymology, it is the borrowing Entlehnung aus den archamäischen Bereich, vergleichen Altpersisch, Lipi, Script, Inschrift, and so on. So this is actually, how to say that? It is actually a long word. 就是这个是从那个伊朗语的词借过来的。比如说我们在那个古波斯语里面 ，in Old Persian we have Lipi. So in Old Persian, we have Lipi. Yeah. So you can see again this sound change, right? This is Old Persian and this is Sanskrit. Or Buddhist, to be specific, you know that this is not normal Sanskrit. This is Buddhist hybrid Sanskrit or classical Sanskrit. Yeah. So I put this Buddhist in bracket. So this is Lipi. Does anyone remember the last time we talked about this variation of R and P for which case? For the D and the L? Can anyone write another example of this variation of D and P, or D and R, as we talked about last time? Right? Yeah, correct. Yeah, great. Yeah, it's just like in Latin. Yeah, Latin lingua, and in the old Latin, it is written lingua. Yeah. Okay, so you can see that this sound change is kind of typologically widespread. Okay, and then if we want to check the Old Persian, let's turn to the Old Persian stuff. So for the Old Persian, we have a very good, we have already several very good editions. And the newly published one is by Rüdiger Schmidt. And does anyone know who is the teacher of Rüdiger Schmidt? 就我们刚刚用过他的字典啊 great, yeah. The teacher of Rüdiger Schmidt is Meyerhofer, yeah. Okay, so let's probably, I'm not sure if I noticed. Oh, sorry. Sorry, check it. Yeah, have you see it? Yeah. So in Old Persian inscription, Dipin, yeah, Dipi is inscription, yeah. So this is as we have already seen, it is Iranian. This is from this is the Old Persian inscription, and we know that in Iranian languages it is called Dipi. Yeah. Okay. So. Okay, so this is for the word Lipi. Now let's turn to, let's move on. And we should at least read one sentence. Yeah. And wait a minute. Get a little bit confused. Oh, wait a minute. Ah, 电脑上面打开了很多东西就比较麻烦，就会经常混乱。Okay. So now let's move on. So this is Dharma Lipi. And then the next word, Devanam Priyena. So Devanam, actually this has already become a title. So you see that in the transcription, in the translation, they just keep the name Devanam Priya Darshin. So it has already become the name, but we can still analyze a little bit. So Devanam, it is in Sanskrit. It is actually, I say Sanskrit because it is not exactly the correct Sanskrit form. Because in Sanskrit form, you have to write this. Yeah. So you see that it is actually the genitive plural of Deva, the god, 就是神，众神。But here you see that R is short because of the so-called two mori law. 就是我们之前讲那个一开始讲中古印度语的时候谈到过这个定律，就是说啊，就是在中古印度语当中，它是不会出现过长的音节。就是什么叫过长呢？就是它只允许2个音长。什么叫2个音长呢？就是说啊，我就不解释了，我之前已经解释过了。不知道的朋友的话，应该就去看之前的那个录像就好了。So this shortening is due to the so-called two mora law in Middle Indic. Okay, and then the second word, priya, priyena, is actually the instrumental instrumental singular. I think this is pretty easy. Yeah. This is instrumental. Yeah, this is instrumental singular. I just say it. So actually, priya means actually beloved, 就是被神宠爱的，就是神的朋友也好，这样大概这样的意思。对，好，然后呢，还有一个名字叫 Priya Darsina, and you see that Priya Darsina. And you see that in the translation, it's written Priya Darshin. Priya Darshin. So this is a Priya Darshina. Yeah. So you can see that Priya is the same Priya, beloved, lovable, beloved. And then this Darsina is again the Middle Indic form for Darshina. And as explained earlier, we can actually check the Pali dictionary to see if this is a correct Pali word. Yeah, so you can see that in Pali actually we have dasin, right? Devanam. Yeah, Devanam. Yeah, right. Yeah, Devanam. So I put the Anusvara because it's the absolute end. Yeah. Okay. So you can see that in Pali, Darshin. So in Pali, it is actually Dasin. Yeah. So what happened here? As I said, in Pali, there's assimilation. This shi, this is shi turns to first turns to double shi, and then to double si. Yeah. So this is in Western dialects. Yeah, so Western dialects 就在西部方言当中，就是他们会把这个诗这个音都会变成嘶这个音。Okay, and so this is why we have in Pali Darsin, yeah. But in the Aśoka inscription, it is written Da with a single S. So as I said, it is close to Pali, but not really Pali. Yeah. Yeah. So this is the first sentence, and we can actually read the other sentence next time. Yeah, so we will read the inscription later. And now let's turn to the explanation of some Sanskrit grammar. And so before we move on, let's take a short break and take some water. And if you have any questions, you can put it in the group chatting. So see you later. Yeah. Yeah, please. So what is the difference between Sanskrit and Sanskrit manuscripts? No, this is Sanskrit manuscripts. Yeah, I just made a brief. Sorry, this is Sanskrit manuscripts. It's written in Sanskrit manuscripts. Yeah, yeah. Sanskrit manuscripts. Not a language. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So so let's move on to the explanation of some Sanskrit grammar. I'm not sure if we can check some Russian. Yeah, I can send a file to you later. Yeah. OK 你在群里的对吧？就是对我稍后把它再发一下可以了。Yeah. So let's so actually let's take a look of the of some Sanskrit grammar. So in Stanzler, you find in point 22 a special Sandhi phenomena. It is like if you have a tear, I put it here. So this is Sandhi, and it tells you that if you have te plus api, and it will become te with how to say that? You have to put like this, yeah. So you have put a avagraha here. So this symbol, this symbol 这个半引号，我有个名字叫 avagraha， avagraha 是这么写吧？我不是很确定，这个是短音的 a 吧？我可以 check 一下，不好意思，我这个记性也不是很好，应该是这么写吧。 对，就是阿瓦格拉哈，对，就是这个东西我们叫它阿瓦格拉哈。然后这种 Sandhi 的现象呢，我们有一个专门的名字，叫那个 abhinihita Sandhi。然后呢 abhinihita Sandhi 的话，你如果我们去 check 一下这个意思吧。abhinihita 就是abhinihita, a close contact, name of a special Sandhi by which final a and o are brought into close contact with the initial a of the following word, which in the older language probably was not entirely suppressed. PRT is short for Pratishakya, the book teaching the pronunciation of Vedic, or not only Vedic, I guess, text. And then let's take an example. So this is copied from Rig Veda 6 mandala, number 43. And you see that here, this is actually 42. 就上面这个大家看好了，这里是不是有一个叫那个 Shardato， 就没有了 ，Shardato 没有，Avagraha 就是这个逗号，然后呢 ，Bishaste， 就这个原来应该是 this originally should be Abhishaste， but because of this contact, this close contact, the first A is eliminated. But take an example of this one. In the first verse called Yach, and then Ayam. But why here, you see that, why here we have Randa Yach, and then plus Ayam. Why we don't have this abhinihita? So according to the normal Sanskrit grammar, you would have it like this, right? You should expect something like this. Yeah. But why we have here? The reason is that actually for the Sanskrit recitation, you see that there's a so this abhinihita Sandhi, so this Sandhi forms, the Sandhi rules apply to the continuous. That's not really a comma. This is a stop. Yeah. So I will explain it later. So the Sandhi rules apply actually to the continuous pronunciation, recitation of the sentence, but not to the punctuation, not to the stop. So actually in the real recitation of the Sanskrit or Vedic, especially Vedic verses, they have to stop here. And once they stop, the Sandhi rules do not apply. 就我用中文解释一下，就是说啊，我们所熟悉的所谓的Sandhi的规则，它事实上是适用于连续唱诵的。就是说，这个你是要连续的说下去的，连续的这种说话也好，唱诵也好。然后呢，如果你做了停顿了，就是断句了，那这个断句的时候，前面一个词和后面一个词是属于不同的部分。然后呢，你如果断句了，断句的这个地方，Sandhi的规则是不适用的。Okay, this is a danda. Yeah, this danda means that you have to make a stop. So how do I know this, or how do we know this? Because if we check the Pratishakya, the Rig Veda Pratishakya, in chapter 18, and this is paragraph, there's a prescription for the recitation, for the correct recitation. It reads like this. I just read briefly. So Dvabhyam avasyet tripadasu purvam padena paschat kvachit anyataitat, and so on. So so in the and then madhyevasanam tu chatushpadanam. 对，就是断句的时候是不断句的时候，这个正常的 Sandhi 是不适用的。然后你连续读的时候是要按照 Sandhi 的规则发音的。所以 Sandhi 这个规则实际上是一种非常自然的，对于你pronunciation 也好，就是发音也好，是一种非常自然的一种方法。Yeah, I think they have, because do you remember the party? Sorry, the Rig Veda manuscript. Like this one, you see that this double danda, right? A moment. There's a there's a there's a single danda. Make it a little bigger. We can check it also. We can check it together. Yeah. So this is a Rig Veda Padapata manuscript, and then this is Pada, so this is not good. So Pada, they actually separate each word. So this is actually not good. Yeah, because according to my memory, in the Sanskrit manuscripts, they also put a danda inside the verses. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So you can see that for the 4 pada stanzas, the stop is in the middle. So for these 4 pada, you have to stop in the middle. And then if you stop, the normal Sandhi rule does not apply. So this is a reason. And then let's turn to another interesting phenomenon. Yeah, probably we can talk it. That's well, I can talk it. I just select one example. So let's take a look at this verse. Is it big enough? I can make it bigger. Yeah. So let's read the verse together. So it's called Asvapnajas Taranayah Su Sheva Atandraso Avrika Ashra Mishtach Te Payavach Sadriyancho Nishadia Akne Tava Nach Pantu Amuda. So let's count the syllables and to see which metron or which meter is it. 就我们数一下音节，看这到底是个什么时律啊？1、2、3、4、5、6、7、8、9、10、11，对吧？好，有11个音节。然后第二行1、2、3、4、5、6、7、8、9、10、11也有11个音节。So what is the name of the meter? 就你们把这个时律写一下，写在那个聊天框里面。你不用打特殊字符，你只要用转写也可以，或者你不用转写也可以，就是你哪怕不用转写也可以，只要把这个名字写出来就行了。11个音节哦，好的哦 ，OK， 好，对，这个是Tilishtup。好，然后再问一个更难一点的问题，就是这个你们不知道，你们忘记也没关系。就 Tilishtup 的最后4个音节是什么样子的？然后呢，如果我用这个标志来表示，就是我来写一下， 这个是 long， 这个是 short， 这个是 long， 这个是 this is for long， this is for short， and this is for x. Yeah, great, yeah. Yeah, right, yeah. So the last 4 syllables is actually long, short, long, egal, yeah, x, yeah. Okay. So now let's take a look of the last part. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So what happened? Why we have 10 syllables in the last part? What is the reason? Does anyone know that? Why we have 10 syllables at the end? And wait a minute, if you, and let's take another example. Yeah. So this is a verse in 7th mandala, 7, 40, and 6. So this one. It's called Matra Pusham Agrina Irasio, and so on. So let's check. So let's check the text again and to count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. The last one, pay attention. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So here is 11, again 11, again 11, and again 10. So what happened? Does anyone know where is the problem? Um, 你们没有睡着吧？还是就是在思考，对吧？So this one 在吃午饭吗？哦 ，OK， 好 ，OK， there's several not several, there's one one guess. So the possibility is that here you have actually dadatu, but take a look, this is imperative. 这是一个命令式，命令式的话，你是不可能在前面加上一个的啊，对吧？这是命令式啊，所以如果是 anusvaha 的话如果是 avagraha 的话，他们会写出来的。大家可以去看 padapata， 我们一起来看这个 padapata 吧。padapata 告诉你什么叫 pada， 就 padapata is actually the how to say that, the specification of single words restored to its original form， 就是这个Likveda 的下面这个部分我们叫 padapata， 然后 padapata 的话是用竖线，就这个当打隔开，然后告诉你它每一个词它原来的形式是什么，然后复合词大家看好了，如果是复合词的话，如果有 avagraha 它都会写出来的，一定都会写出来。大家看好，这是 avagraha 对吧？原来这个大家看好了，在这个上面，这个叫那个 rati shachash 对吧？这个是一个复合词，然后它会在 padapata 里面写出来，告诉你这复合词用 avagraha， 所以它没有用 avagraha 告诉你这个就是正常的，没有 avagraha。好，还有什么其他的想法吗 ？Any other guess? Any other suggestions? Why this is 10 and why this again is also 10? This is 11. This is 11. This is 11. But this is 10. Yeah. On, where's the on? No. Where's the, I couldn't understand. What's the meaning of OM? So I put the two verses. No such thing. If there's anything, no, there's not a on. There's not a on here. Yeah, put it here. No, there's not a on in the beginning. No, yeah, yeah, nothing to do with this on. Yeah. Okay, yeah, I will explain it. Yeah, it's the laryngeal in a very early form. Yeah, that's correct. This is correct reason. So actually, you can see that why there's does anyone notice that? Has anyone padanta short vowel is garb sound? No, not the problem is not the last word. This is correct. This is correct. This is also correct. Yeah. The problem is here. You see that, and you see this special accent. I put it, so I make it. So I highlight the problematic word. Not really problematic. It is actually the correct word. Yeah. So you see that this, I copied the text from this website. So actually, if you want to check Rigveda, there are several important editions. So first, we have the edition by, wait a minute. First, of course, we have the edition by Max Muller. Probably you all know that. This is an edition by Max Muller in 1890. It's pretty old, Max Muller. And it is written, it is published in Devanagari. Wait a minute, it's a little bit slow, yeah. My computer is growing. So this is edition by Max Muller. Wait a minute. Sorry, it's really. Buy a new expensive font. Yeah, so you see that this is edition by Max Muller, and here this is how to say that? This is a verse, and then this is a padapata. It's divided into words, single words, and then comes a commentary by Sayana, and this is one of the editions. And then there's another edition by Aufrecht in Roman transcription in Latin letters called Theodor Aufrecht. This is here. And you see that there's some variations here, even for Rigveda. And here's the text. And this is what I have copied here. So this is from Max Muller, and this is from Aufrecht. So both of these versions have no information on this special or this singular, these strange cases. Yeah. So we can use another edition. This is called Rigveda metrically restored text. So in this So I can copy the link so you can check it later yourself. So actually in this version, in this online version, you find the metrically restored text. Why called metrically restored? Because for us, this is metrically unusual, and they already marked in their text with this symbol. So you won't see this symbol, this symbol, well, you have long A and you have accented long A, but you do not really see this sign, right? This sign does not, you don't find it in normal Veda text, right? So you see that this is, wait a minute. So this is Vato. So actually this is Vato. And then in the Max Muller edition, you only have this Vatach. And the accent is marked here. So you can see that the accent is here, Vato. This is Vato, right? But in the metrically restored edition, you have this special sign. And this special sign tells you something. It means that this Vato, it tells you that, tells you that this is actually not really Vato. It is actually Va'ato. This is actually not this is actually not 2 syllables. It is actually 3 syllables. And this, check this one, Panto. Panto. And Vato, it is, the meaning is wind. It is nominative, nominative singular. And Panto, it is not 2 syllables. 就这个不是双音节单词，这是一个3音节单词，这也是一个3音节单词，所以它应该是这样的一个形式。Pa onto， 这个是什么呢？这个是imperative third person plural， 就是让别人保护 ，let them protect，let them protect。And this is the wind. Okay, and why? Why should we have these 3 syllables? 3 syllables. If you want to know this, there's a important paper by, wait a minute. Where's this paper? Okay, there's an important paper. There's an important paper by Brent Vine. Does anyone know where Brent Vine is? When they read the text, they read Va'ato or Va'ato. Va'ato. They read the first version, Va'ato. Yeah. Or they can just lengthen the R, Va'ato, or yeah, Va'ato, like this. Yeah. But this is just my guess. Yeah. I haven't heard any real recitation by the Indian Brahmins, by the Indian pandits. Yeah. So if you want to know this phenomena, follow the Sandhi rule anyway. Yeah. So if you want to know this phenomena, you can check this paper. And I will put this paper in our group chat. Then you can read it if you are interested. So the reason is this word, so this word is a special word because in this word, there's laryngeal. It's laryngeal. And why does, and how does laryngeal influence the pronunciation? So let's turn to a dictionary. So do you have any suggestions to which dictionary should we turn to? If we want to know more about the history of the Sanskrit word. So what is yeah? So we have to use again. Yeah, leaf, correct. Leaf is a very good suggestion. So let's turn to leaf. Yeah, so let's turn to leaf. But the problem is that we don't do. Does anyone know the Proto-Indo-European root of these two roots? Does anyone know now? Yeah. And if we don't, how can we find it? Okay, there's a suggestion for the protection root called pair. Okay, the first the first pech is trinken, drink. So this is not the root we are looking for. And there's no, so what is, okay, so someone suggested this is laryngeal 1. Laryngeal 1, there's no such, great, yeah, laryngeal 2, yeah, this is a laryngeal 2, yeah, great, yeah, this is actually laryngeal 2. And then you see that, why could it become 3 syllables? Because the root is actually, let's take a look. This is actually a laryngeal. And then if you put the imperative form, you can see that if the imperative form is like this. So you can see that according to the Uralt proto or the very or prehistorical or very ancient syllabification， 就你划分音节的时候，大家想一下，就是 syllabification， 就是划分音节的时候，大家想象一下，是不是应该这样画，对不对？然后这个 H， 这个 laryngeal， this laryngeal is still there. It's already, I mean, it has already some impact on the pronunciation. So you see that it is actually 1, 2, 3. It's actually 2 syllables. So this is the reason why we have to, and this Uralt, I don't know how to, does anyone know the German, how to translate the German word Uralt? It's like proto. I don't know. Yeah, Uralt. The very old. The very old. The very old form. Primitive. Okay. Yeah. But primitive sounds like I'm not sure. Okay, you can learn a little bit German. Yeah. So this is actually the Uralt pronunciation. Okay. Yeah. So anyway, you can learn some German. So this is actually a Uralt pronunciation of this root, of this form, and preserved in some strange verses. And then age-old, I don't know, yeah. So now let's turn to this root. Does anyone know the Indo-European root of va, of vato? If not, it's okay. Yeah, it's a little bit complicated, so I can just show you the result. So it is actually called, it has this form, this root called vein called blow or vein. So if you check leaf, so you see that what is actually wind? What is the meaning of wind? Wind is something blows, right? 就是风是什么？风是吹的东西，对吧？它一直在吹，对吧？那所以吹这个东西，它实际上是一个分词，就是它实际上是从它的分词变过来的。所以大家可以看到 ，Why not look up in the German Chinese dictionary? Okay, right, yeah, we can check it later, yeah. 就是非常原始的，所以中文可能翻译成原始的一种状态，就是原始的一种发音。 Okay, so actually for this root, we have a laryngeal inside the root. So this root, if I put it like this, okay, just to write it like this. So this is actually the form of the, this is actually the, I know it looks complicated, but wait a minute, yeah. And let's analyze the form. So this is actually the original form for wind. I know it's a little bit complicated, but let's analyze it step by step. So the laryngeals. So let's eliminate all the laryngeals. So the laryngeal at the very beginning is lost in Indian, in Indo-European languages. No, in Indo-Iranian languages. Sorry, so it is lost, and then and then you see that it is again. You see that. Wait a minute. So according to the syllabification rule, it should be like this, right? And you see that, you see that what is the result of this n with a point below in Sanskrit? 就这个 n 下面加个圈，在 Sanskrit 里面会变成什么？ Great, great. So then this is again Vehato. And then this is 1, 2, 3. That's why we have this Vahato, Vahato. It's a 3 syllable, not 2. So this is actually the reason why we have these irregular verses in Rig Veda. This is actually not 2 syllable, 3. And this is again 3 syllables. Okay. And probably you would just challenge this explanation. Why? Because our laryngeal has disappeared. We couldn't see anything of this laryngeal. But pay attention. We do have impacts, or we do have some influence from laryngeal in various forms in Sanskrit. Just to mention a little, just to mention a few cases. Jata is PPP of the PPP of John. Compare gum. Compare gata from gum. Yeah. So why did ancient Indian explain? I don't know. So I actually checked the commentary by Sayana. There's nothing. There's nothing. There's no explanation for this strange phenomena in the commentary by Sayana. And we know that Sayana is actually the standard, the authority for Vedic explanation for Rig Veda. Yeah. So they couldn't understand it, so they couldn't explain it. They just they actually know how to recite, but they couldn't explain why. So this is why you have. So this is why you are here, and this is why you have to learn Indo-European linguistics. Okay, so thank you very much for today. So this is everything for today, and next time we will read the Rig Veda again, and also the Aśoka inscription. Okay, if you have any questions, you can send messages to me. Okay, so I probably guess the kind of had some troubles with this. Yeah. Okay. Okay, you're welcome. OK， 对，就是这个保护这个词根的确是有点问题。不过没关系，我们待会儿稍后可以继续看。OK， 好，那个好，那大家再见。OK， 拜拜。OK， I will upload the file again to our website, to our study website, Bilibili. OK, so thank you again. Have a nice holiday. OK, bye bye.